What's new in the lab? Today we have a British pedal company Mark II tone bender that we're about to unbox. I picked this Mark II tone bender up at Austin Guitar House. If you're in the Austin area ever, definitely stop by that place. They got some really nice stuff there. Great customer service. I've been kind of eyeballing these. British pedal company makes these pretty much dead nuts on replica of the tone bender variations, starting with the Mark I. They have the Mark 1.5, the Mark II. They made the Mark II with two different transistor types, the OC75 and the 81D, I believe. I bought the one with the OC75 transistor set in it. They also they make a couple of variations of the Rush Pep Box, and they make pretty much dead nuts on clones of the Dallas Rangemaster treble booster as well. So let's go ahead and unbox this and see what it looks like. So we've got the pedal in the bag. And I gotta say, I have a couple of pedals that came from Britain, the Rush Pep Box, and I also have a Pedal Pawn Texan Twang, and they really package their pedals up. So here's the tone bender. Like I said, these are very faithful recreations of the original, right down to the case. You know, this one says Professional Mark II, and it says BPC Sound, where the original said Solasound London. This one says BPC Sound London. If you look at the back here, you have the all the stuff on it, and there's the OC75. So I'm gonna go ahead and set that down. See what else we got in the box. Some packing material. They give you a couple of British Pedal Company buttons. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of washed out in the light. A certificate of authenticity. And some instructions, and it looks like a sticker. Basically, it says "Home of Fuzz since 1965." Everybody that is into guitar effects knows pretty well that the very first fuzz pedal that ever came out was the Maestro FZ1, and you know, that made its way to Britain, and nobody wanted to, you know, use it until the Rolling Stones did Satisfaction. And Keith Richards, he basically laid down that fuzz track as a placeholder. They were going to put horns in later. And the producers released the track, and the story goes that Keith Richards was pretty much mortified that they released it like that, but history was made. And of course, you know, after that, everybody wanted one. And there's varying stories on this, but somebody brought an FZ1 over to MKI's and were asking, hey, you know, can you do something with this? We need a little more sustain, and it's real fizzy. If you've ever heard of FZ1, it kind of sounds like a can of bees. And so, you know, the folks over at MKI's retooled the circuit, and they came out with the Mark I tone bender. The Mark I tone bender is basically, you know, attributed to the Mick Ronson sound, and the Mark II tone bender is more attributed to Led Zeppelin 1. So, and I don't know which transistors Page used on his. I don't know if he used the 81Ds or the OC75s. It's hard to say, but you know, when I plugged this in over at Austin Guitar House, and it's probably the best sounding fuzz that I've ever, you know, played through. It's certainly different than the rest of mine. So anyway, let's get this thing plugged up, and we'll start doing a demonstration on this. Okay, I'm jumping here in the middle of this because while I was doing the main demo, I forgot to articulate a few points about these pedals. If you look on British Pedal Company's website, you will see they make several variations of the same pedal. These are like the vintage series that we're looking at. And they are pretty true to the originals. You know, they're trying to source out the original transistors and all of that. And they make I can't remember, there's like a middle series there, and then they make a player series. And the player series is basically a compact, you know, like a Mark II tone bender, and it may not have all of the new old stock parts that the big ones do, but they're certainly created to sound like them. So for example, if you put one of those next to this one in a mix, you wouldn't be able to really tell the difference. And that's the way it is with most of these pedals. You know, you can play around with a circuit and get it pretty close to the original, even if you can't source the original part. If you know, you want to see some videos on that, look at Josh Scott's YouTube channel, and you know, he talks about that all the time. You know, he basically recreates germanium fuzzes using silicon transistors. So it is possible to do that. But I just wanted to make sure that, you know, everybody understood that if you do go on the website, you will find several iterations of the same pedal. This happens to be the vintage series. Okay, we're back, and I've got the pedal plugged in. Let's move over to that view. And I tell you, recreation is such a good looking pedal. I mean, it's so accurate to the original case color and everything. The Mark I that they sell, it looks like a 1966 Mark I. It's a gold wedge of cheese looking pedal. Nothing fancy about it at all. Their attention to detail is impressive, to say the least. So let's go over some signal chain here real quick. I'm playing my Nash Relic Telecaster. I'm going into the tone bender, out of the tone bender into my igniter, Tweaker 40, and I have that EQ'd in the American voicing, basically a Fender. So it's pretty neutral, clean sound going on there. I didn't want to put too much hair on it, so you can get a good idea of how the pedal itself sounds. And I have my Tweaker 40. The amp goes out to my Boss tube amp expander, and the tube amp expander allows me to kind of crank the amp and get good tube tone out of it and attenuate it down. And so the Boss is basically what's feeding the interface. So rather than going out to a speaker, I'm going to, going from my tube amp expander directly into my audio interface. That's running into Studio One, and I have some speaker IRs loaded, and I kind of wanted to give it like a British vibe. Obviously, this is a, British-made pedal. So I'm running it into an IR of Celestian Blues in an open cabinet. So that's the sound that you're hearing. I've already set the level of the pedal to be pretty much unity gain. Turn it on. This is the with the attack all the way down. What I found out about this pedal that I really like is it cleans up really well, and that surprised me for a 3-transistor fuzz pedal. The 2-transistor pedals like the fuzz faces, they clean up beautifully, but most of the 3-transistor varieties I've tested don't clean up at all. And later on in the video, I have a Park Fuzz, the reissue by Earthquaker. And the Park Fuzz is a clone of the Mark III tone bender. It has the addition of the tone knob, and that pedal doesn't clean up well at all. So I was real surprised that this one cleaned up. So if I roll the volume back, That's a great sound right there. The volume is just barely rolled back, and then if I want full-on fuzz, roll it up to the halfway mark. Let's go 3/4. Turn it up all the way. Even at full level, it still cleans up. Real bright though, you know. You'd almost have to go to your neck pickup and put it like that, and even that's bright. So if you want to take some of that harshness out, just cut the attack down. I don't have a fuzz that sounds like this, and I've got quite a few of them. I've got replica of the Fox Tone Machine, and like I said, the Mark III tone bender, and I even have an Analog Man Sunlion, which is a Beano boost and one of his sun faces in the same pedal. That's a great fuzz, but it's a true two transistor, so it's a fuzz face kind of derivative there. But you know, I'm really impressed with the detail on this one, and the fact that it's a 3 transistor circuit and it cleans up. That's fantastic. So let's see how it sounds with some humbuckers. Okay, so now I got my Epiphone Les Paul. So that's clean on that. I'm gonna plug my my Park Fuzz in. Move that over, and I could show you how changing the you know, it's the same basically 3 transistor circuit, but this one does not clean up nearly as nice. So let's do that. And put that on the Velcro so okay, let's get some power to it here. When you roll this one back, it just kind of muffled. So you really gotta like back on that. Basically, it just kind of becomes a muffled mess. So, you know, that's the difference, I guess, between the, you know, when they added that tone control, it basically just, you know, changed the circuit just enough so that it didn't clean up. You know, you compare that to the you're going to play that solo, you need a wah pedal, which would brighten that up considerably. Kind of get the idea. And I apologize for butchering that, but you know. I do love the way these fuzzes allow you to sustain notes, especially when you have them cranked. Anyway, that's a Bridge Pedal Company Tone Bender Mark II with OC75 transistors. I hope you enjoyed the demo. If you'd like to see more of these, definitely please like and subscribe. I would much appreciate it. I'm going to be putting out more of these coming soon. Probably do a whole, not a shootout because I don't like shootouts, but a comparison of different fuzz types. Put them under an oscilloscope, show you how they clip and you know, basically kind of a little bit of the science behind these things. So anyway, I appreciate you stopping by and taking a look, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you very much.